15th day of the month of Adar Sheni in the year 5779, corresponding to the 23rd day of March in the year 2019, here in Naples, Florida, in the presence of family and friends, the beloveds, Nanci Ellen Reed and Robert Joel Landy, entered into the covenant of marriage. As we embark on life's journey, we promise to love, cherish, encourage, and inspire one another. Our hearts fuse together, creating a unique bond with friendship and compassion at its core. Through this union, we vow to value and support each other, always striving to show sensitivity to each other's needs. We shall nurture one another emotionally, spiritually, and intellectually, always mindful of our respectful qualities and strengths. May we continue to grow together, maintaining the courage and determination to pursue our desired paths. We promise to celebrate life's joys with grace and overcome life's adversities with tenacity. May we maintain the intimacy that fosters trust, honesty, and communication. As life partners, we shall strive to build a home committed to our Jewish heritage, a home emanating love, peace, tolerance, and charity. Through each other's eyes, we see the world anew. May we be better together. All this is valid and binding. It is a beautiful statement of the love that you have. Bruchim habaim b'shem Adonai. Blessed are all those who have come here in the name of God to celebrate with Nancy and Bob as they now stand beneath the chuppah, their wedding canopy. We welcome you here to their wedding ceremony. We're surrounded by family, friends, and loved ones. They will declare their love for one another through the rituals and traditions of the Jewish people. Bob and Nancy began with the ritual of circling, which for those who know their story might seem like that's how long it took them to get to this point of finally being married. But it's an echo of an old Jewish tradition that at the wedding, the bride would circle the groom 7 times to bring him blessing. They did it with a modern version of the bride and groom each circling the other 3 times and then doing the 7th circle together as a couple united. It's 2 individuals coming into orbit around each other and finally beginning their journey together now as husband and wife as they then came beneath this chuppah, a wedding canopy. This chuppah symbolizes a home. Note that it is open on all 4 sides as Bob and Nancy's home is open with warmth, love, and hospitality for all of those who are close to them. In the spirit of Abraham and Sarah, they welcome all to come into their home as they welcome all of you today to join them in this ceremony, to share this moment of beauty with them. Today they will mark one another as special, as sacred and holy, with the exchanging of rings, reciting blessings, and sipping the wine. Just like they stand here beneath this symbolic home, we pray that the home that they create together will always be a shelter against the storms of life, a haven of peace, and a stronghold of faith and love. We feel blessed that Bob and Nancy have finally reached this moment, and so we offer words of thanks to God with the Shehechianu blessing.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, shehechianu v'kiyamanu v'higyanu lazman hazeh.
At a wedding ceremony, there are 2 different times that we say blessings over glasses of wine. It's an echo of an older time when there used to be 2 different ceremonies. A bride and groom would first have their betrothal, whereby they would sit down with their families and negotiate what was to happen 6 months to a year later. And after they came to terms, they would sign the ketubah and they would celebrate with a blessing. And then after the groom had gone out and prepared himself that he could have a nice home, be able to take care of his future bride in the manner to which she would like to be accustomed, Then they would finally have the actual wedding ceremony and celebrate and begin their life together. Where over time, those two pieces got welded together into one ritual, which is what we have today. But we still have blessings over 2 glasses of wine, a reminder of that older custom. So our first blessing is known as the blessing of erusin, betrothal. And this ceremony blessing is going to be done now. I'm going to invite you to hold the glass. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kichanu mitzotav v'hitir lanu et hanisuim v'hanisuot lanu al yedei chuppah v'kiddushin. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh amo Yisrael al yedei chuppah v'kiddushin. We praise you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, creator of the fruit of the vine, who hallows us with mitzvot and consecrates this marriage. We praise you, O God, who sanctifies our people Israel through Kiddushin, the sacred rite of marriage beneath the chuppah. As together we say, Amen. You can give the bride a sip and take one for yourself. Our next ritual is the exchanging of rings and vows. And Nanci and Bob, I know you both not only want to do the traditional rituals of our people, but to also be able to say a few words to one another as well. We will offer you that opportunity. The rings that you are going to use now are unbroken circles with no stones in them. These are unbroken, symbolic of the unbroken love that the two of you have for one another. For you look around the room today, I invite you to look and see all those who are gathered here to share this moment with you. You see the many circles of your family and friends who are here overlapping with one another from both sides of your family, your lives overlapping. It's like a Venn diagram of love with the two of you at the very center. But it's important to note that while there are all these other circles that are present in your lives, there is one circle that matters more than all the others, which is the circle of the two of you. Your partnership with each other, your love for each other. As you already know, there are experiences in life that only the two of you will share. There will be struggles that you'll be there for each other to overcome. And there will be moments of joy that will carry and lift your hearts that won't be known to anyone else. This is the most sacred circle of all, symbolized by these unbroken bands. Bob, would you like to go first?
Sure.
I'll invite you then to offer your words to Nanci before you present her with her ring.
Nanci, I'm giving you this ring as a commitment of my love for eternity.
So if you'll take this ring, and you're going to place it actually for now on the first finger, her pointer finger of her left hand. Left hand. It's usually the finger they get wrong, not usually the hand. We place it on the first finger because the rabbis believe that that was the finger closest to the heart and to the source of love. And now, Bob, if you'll repeat after me, look into your beautiful bride's eyes, and repeat these words after me. Harei at.
Harei at.
Mikudeshet li.
Mikudeshet li.
V'taba'at zo.
Metaba'at zo.
Kedat Moshe.
Kedat Moshe.
V'Yisrael.
V'Yisrael.
Be consecrated to me.
Be consecrated to me.
With this ring.
With this ring.
As my wife.
As my wife.
In keeping with the heritage.
In keeping with the heritage.
Of Moses and Israel.
Of Moses and Israel.
Nanci, would you like to speak to Bob?
You want to say?
Bob, it took you long enough. But God must have a reason. And now, with my two girls and your sons. We have a blended family, and I love your sons, and I know you love my daughters. And that is so important. And thank you.
So Nanci, if you'll take this ring, and if you'll place that on the first finger of Bob's left hand, doesn't have to go all the way down, that's fine. And if you'll look into his eyes and repeat after me, Hare Ata
Hare Atah,
Mikudash
Mikudash,
Li
Li,
B'Taba'at
B'Taba'at,
Zo
Zo,
Kedat Moshe
Kadat Moshe,
V'Yisrael.
Israel.
Be consecrated to me
Be consecrated to me
with this ring
with this ring
as my husband,
as my husband,
in keeping with the heritage
and keeping with the heritage
of Moses and Israel.
of Moses and Israel.
Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh Amo Yisrael Al Yidei Chuppah V'Kiddushin. And let us say, Amen.
Amen.
Bob and Nanci, I told you when we first started this conversation, I was surprised. And that like many of our Temple Shalom family, we just assumed the two of you were already married. Now, for those who aren't yet aware, it dates back to 1957, when they were high school sweethearts. It took them a little while to get back to it, but here we are. And as I think about that journey that the two of you have taken, I am finding myself recalling a story about a Roman matron who once came to challenge the rabbis. And she said to them, "Rabbis, what has your God been doing since creation?" The rabbis said to her, "Well, God has been working to pair beloveds together that they would be matches for one another." "Matchmaker?" she said. Anybody can be a matchmaker." And off she went back to her home, and she called all of her servants out into the courtyard, and she lined them all up and said, "All right, you go with that one, and you go with that one, and you go with that one," paired them all up and said, "Congratulations, you're all now married. Go off and be together." Well, the next morning at dawn, she woke to blood-curdling screams out in the courtyard. And she looked out her window, and there they all were, all the couples, fighting and yelling and screaming and arguing with each other. They couldn't believe that they had to spend the rest of their lives now as husband and wife. The matron went back that very day to the rabbis and humbly said, "I understand." Finding a partner is no easy task. Sometimes it happens quickly for us. Sometimes we have to wait a little while. And sometimes life intervenes, bringing us to a place in an unexpected fashion. The relationship that you had in your youth was just not destined to be. To some at the time, they thought that you were not a match for each other. I think like the Roman matron story, they were quite clearly wrong, as evidenced by the fact that we are all here now today. But we should celebrate the fact that somehow the two of you managed to travel through life, each on your own trajectory, and yet life brought you back together. In little ways, you're always connected, but life managed to put you in a place where you'll be able to both be available at the same time and both connect with one another. And there's a silver lining. As we joked during one of our sessions together, you have a unique advantage over many of those who get married at this stage in their lives because you know everything about each other's lives already. You can reference people, places, and events from the last 60 years, and you know who you're talking about. Now today, surrounded by your family and friends, it's our chance to celebrate with the two of you. And this is more than just a wedding. Today we acknowledge your relationship and take heart knowing what strong partners you are and how it is that you enhance each other's lives. Bob, you shared with me that you love Nanci's commitment and you admire her ability to set goals. You appreciate her sincerity, her honesty and kindness, as well as the open communication that you share with one another. You love the way that she is there for her family, and you are also in awe of Nanci's ability to courageously handle moments of adversity. Nanci shared with me that she loves Bob's ability to communicate and knows that he always can find a way to dispel anger and turn dark moments bright. She appreciates his willingness to sacrifice for others, particularly her, and knows that he does it without complaining or seeking acknowledgement or reward. She loves that Bob is there for the good times as well as the bad, that he cares for her through her struggles with her diabetes and other health challenges. In her words, Bob is her cheerleader and her loving partner. During one of those sessions together, Bob, you shared how much you love to hear Nanci laugh. And then afterwards, you had a thoughtful look on your face and you said, you know what? She laughs a whole lot more now than she ever did in her youth. To which Nanci looked up quickly and said, because I'm happy now. We are here today to celebrate that true, genuine happiness as the two of you formally sanctify your relationship. And we're here to wish you blessings beyond this one day as you begin your marriage, your sacred partnership. With that in mind, allow me, a humble rabbi, your rabbi, but who was not even in the picture of this world when the two of you first started this relationship, to offer you just a few words of advice. First, always approach each other empty-handed. Now, that doesn't mean you shouldn't bring flowers or chocolates or gifts from time to time. But our sages note that when the priests in the ancient temple went forward to do their work, they always had to do so with their hands empty, bare, so that there would be nothing to distract them from the sacred and holy work that they had to do. The same is true in our relationships, especially today, when we all have those pesky little devices in our hands all day long, always distracting us. When you're approaching each other, make sacred time. Come to each other empty-handed, with open hearts, ready to just be present for each other, to care for each other, and not let the rest of the world intrude. I would also share with you the wisdom that you should be like a reed. Our sages note that there are two ways to be in the world. One is to be hard and rigid like a cedar, and the other is to be soft like a reed. The cedar, they note, when a harsh wind comes along, will either stand strong or simply fall over. But the reeds wave back and forth at the water's edge. A healthy marriage is one in which the partners, instead of standing hard and fast and then finally toppling each other over, are able to move like reeds, finding room to compromise, but knowing that they'll be able to move back and forth together softly and gently in partnership with each other. The last piece for the two of you, and this is one you're going to want to listen to. She's always right. Now, to be honest, I heard this advice years ago from a couple who were on the bima, and I was doing their 65th wedding anniversary blessing. And as they were up there, I leaned into the husband and just said, tell me, what's your advice? How did you get here? And he grabbed the microphone and said, Rabbi, she's always right. The whole congregation laughed. Everyone thought it was funny, but there was something very deep there. And I would actually say it's not just that she's always right. Your partner is always right. We spend so much time in life going at people with the assumption that I'm right, you're wrong, I'm going to change what you think to what I think. When it comes to your sacred partner, it's better to walk in there thinking, you know what, maybe you're right, and working to find a space for compromise, a place where you can both be right. So as you celebrate today your wedding, may you always approach each other with empty hands and with open hearts. May you be soft and gentle in moving each other, and may you both always be right. As together we say,
Amen.
And now for the second blessing over a glass of wine, known as the Sheva Brachot, the 7 wedding blessings. 7 for the 7 days of the week, that each day you are together should be a day full of blessing, from the moment that you wake up and look into each other's eyes till you fall back asleep at night. The cantor is going to chant these for us now, and then we'll translate the very last blessing as we celebrate joyfully with our bride and groom.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, shehakol bara lichvodo. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, yotzer ha'adam.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher yitzat Adam b'tzalmo, b'tselem dembut tavnito, v'tkilo mimenu binyan ha'deyar. Baruch atah Adonai, yotzer ha'adam.
Amen.
Sos kasis v'tagel ha'akara, b'kibutz paneha letocha b'simcha. Baruch atah Adonai, mesameach Tzion b'baneha.
Amen.
Sameach tsamach re'im ha'ahuvim, ki samechacha yitzicha b'gan Eden mik'eden. Baruch atah Adonai, misameach chatan v'kala.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bara sason v'simcha, chatan v'chala, gila nimna, ditza v'chedva, ahava v'achava v'shalom v're'ut. Mehera Adonai Eloheinu, yishama be'arei Yehuda, u'bechutzot Yerushalayim, kol sason ve'kol simcha, kol chatan ve'kol kala, kol mitzalot chatanim mechupatam ne'arim shenignatam. Baruch atah Adonai, mesameach chatan im hachala.
We praise you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, creator of joy and gladness, bride and groom, love, kinship, peace, and friendship. O God, may there always be heard in the cities of Israel and in the streets of Jerusalem the sounds of joy and happiness, the voice of the groom and the voice of the bride, and the shouts of people celebrating, the the songs of children at play. We praise you, O God, who causes our bride and groom to rejoice together as we all say, Amen. Please take a sip.
Just one bug. I could use one.
As you have now performed the rites and rituals of our people to mark you as husband and wife, we would ask God's blessing upon you now with the threefold benediction of Torah.
Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha.
May God bless you and protect you.
Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichuneka.
May the light of God shine down upon you, and may the Holy One show compassion toward you.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom.
Nancy and Bob, may God's countenance always be turned toward you, and may God bless you and all those whom you love with the blessing of peace. As together we say, Amen. We have one final ritual to do, one that many may be familiar with, the breaking of something made out of glass. Now the sages say we should break something made out of glass, in part as a reminder that every joyful moment has a little bit of sadness. The world is not complete. There are loved ones, family and friends we wish could be here but are no longer a part of our world in body, although they are certainly with us in these holy moments in spirit. But there's something else. They say to break something made out of glass because glass is different. Unlike other materials, glass can be reused. So that when something made out of glass is broken, you can gather up the shards, melt them down, and create something even more beautiful than you had before. As the two of you know from your life's experiences, the secret to a relationship is knowing that it's not time to give up when a small crack appears, but to figure out how to make what you have even more beautiful than what you had before. May the two of you always find the strength and the wisdom to make your relationship more and more beautiful each and every day that you are together. I will invite you now to take the glass. When you're ready. Mazel tov! May kiss the bride! Mazel tov, mazel tov, sing it tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, sing it tov, sing it tov, mazel tov, sing it tov,
Shall we all have a toast? Is it toasty time?
Yes.
First toast, many. Congratulations, you two. You're beautiful people. I haven't known you very long, but your energy is always great. Love you. Glad to be here with you tonight. It's my honor to be able to perform and MC tonight for all of you. So, Mazel tov. Have a good time. Celebrate. Enjoy dinner, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you all for being here and for all of you. Yes.
Amen.